Hi, good evening to all of you. Let's straight away start with this session. Okay, my first question, as usual, very silly question. How was the test? This we have been hearing since long. So I think from my point of view, the way we planned, it was difficult. Yes, it was difficult. Verbal section, especially, I'm talking about only verbal. In comparison, generally the perception is people feel that DI and Quant would be difficult, but I think that this time we made verbal difficult, more difficult than Quant, I suppose. My reading. And the way we got LOD tagged, the way you attempt questions, so we came to know that verbal was really difficult. We didn't expect the test to be this difficult, but somehow the way you responded, attempted the question, made us believe that paper was really difficult. Now coming on to, okay Akshay, now am I clear? Okay, so this time we kept balance in mind that will be including one or two difficult RCs and a few difficult lengthy, not difficult but lengthy para-jumbling question. See, there can be two or three ways to confuse you when you attempt para-jumbling questions. One, we can have difficult sentence so that it is very difficult you to understand the sentences rather than thinking of arranging them in proper logical order. And second is we make very close options. So we applied both the tricks simultaneously so as to make even sentence arrangement difficult. You must have realized that this time you found this sentence arrangement also to be difficult. So this was about the plan and strategy we decided and we implemented, and you faced little difficulty also while attempting this paper. That's how we plan at the back end, and that's how CAT people will also do. Today the CAT date is out. It would be on 29th of November. One day show on 29th of November. Are you all aware of this? Today the notification is out, so you all are aware of. So let us start with the analysis. Let's say I picked up few questions. Otherwise, no point in taking up analysis unless we have got concrete things to discuss. So this time I picked up only few questions. Primarily I focused on sentence arrangement and odd man out. Likewise we discussed last time. So let's see what we have. Now this passage, very interesting passage. Remember this, in this passage we talk about art and craft and how this can calm the mind of calm and cool the mind of youngsters, and so as to move their minds away from criminal activities. So passage highlights the importance of art and craft making especially, and how this art lost its relevance and again came back to this very important conclusion, this should be included. So passage talks about a little boring passage, because in real life also we do not give so much importance to art and craft, especially boys. We just need SUPW period just to fill up the attendance, but the very interesting passage otherwise. So few difficult words. Do we know the meaning of this word where I'm moving my cursor? Etsy. Etsy, yes guys, the meaning of the word Etsy, ETSY. Etsy is selling handmade goods. It's a marketplace where one can buy or sell handmade goods. So Etsy is this. So passage was about this. So I don't know which question I have picked up. Let me check. So there is one more word, anomy. Very important word, anomy. ANOMI. Anomy is one who lacks moral values. And there is one more word that will be requiring wheelwright shops. Wheelwright person who repair or manufactures wheels, let it be metal or wooden wheels. So throughout the passage he is highlighting the importance of art and craft. How can criminal minds or fickle minded souls can be aligned, because it gives you immense pleasure in terms of developing patience, in terms of developing the the ability to focus on certain things, and he has compared somewhere in between this with other subjects. Other subjects can be no, can be learned through books, but this can be learned only under the guidance of a person who is practicing this art and craft. That's how he has given. But last paragraph, author made a twist, saying that, where is last paragraph? Now this person who made admits to failing to make a living as craftsman. He has given one example, that one encounter he describes, that one potter arrived to demonstrate his skills, drunk and hardly able to stand. See, right from the beginning, the passage focused on the importance. He has given many illustrations how come this art and craft making is so important, so as to engage teenage minds, not to delve into bad habits, etc. But last, he himself admits that there are few instances where he found this to be useless, and he himself failed as craftsman. So twist is there in the story, but most of the time he has favored art, making the paragraph, the different contributions made by different authors in this paragraph. The author says that authors bias towards art and craft making. So this should be very clear while reading the passage, because most of the people are not able to understand. They're not able to reflect upon the passages. They read just for the sake of reading, and just keeping in mind that they have to answer few questions. You should be able to reflect also, should be able to understand the twists and tales in the turns in the passages. So in the last, he has given one instance where this was not even the craftsman, the potter himself was drunk and intoxicated because of this. So I think this much view is sufficient. Let's move on to the question which I picked up. The primary purpose of the author of the passage is, throughout the passage except last passage, he has favored, he has given so many examples that why we should include, and he has given the political movement also, various movements also in the passage where this particular quality, attribute was highlighted and was promoted among the public. So let's check. Second says to validate the ideas that go behind the making of art. He is not discussing what ideas are going or went into this art. Primarily the passage stem moves around to calm and quiet the hyperactive mind, souls. So it is not about what idea went behind this. Is a very long history behind this. So second is a little out of track. So third says to showcase how the development of craft has taken shape. It is not development of craft. The movement in favor of craft has been talked about. The different movements or the mindset which is requesting people should have in order to promote this. So third is also gone. Fourth, to highlight the need of making art or craft in everyone's life. So there's no point he's worried about everyone around. He's worried about only young minds, to train them. So third also gone. So the answer is to chalk out the ideas that there is need of. What is the need of this craft and making? It is to calm down the minds of restless souls. It is not about everyone's life. Am I clear, guys? So that's how we track, we read. When we frame RCs for you, we also keep all these things in mind, that while reading, when the person was reading RC, so would be something like feeling like this, and he'll come across, these are the traps we lay whenever we are setting something. So that's how we go. You will never find any teacher which would be revealing all his trade secrets to you all. That is my style. I give open challenge to my students. That's how I set passages for you, and I will tell you the tricks also. And next time I will make more difficult passages, because I know that I've already told you the tricks. So whenever I tell any trick, make sure that whenever you read anything, make sure that you listen it very carefully. Okay, let's move on to next. Enough gyan. So in this passage, we picked up this very abstract passage in terms of geological force. So were you able to understand this passage? It is about that human beings are equally responsible, and they are exerting more damages rather than any geological force or weather is having on earth. So were you able to understand this passage? It was we have used one or two difficult words also, Holocene, Anthropocene, Sene, a geological force. It is about have human become geological force capable of influencing natural environment. So let's again I'll tell you that how we move. Our purpose is to kill your time. Our purpose is to confuse you. Your purpose is to not to lie under all these traps and to save your time and move ahead. See, so we start with have human beings. Have humans become a geological force capable of influencing natural environment? Planetary scale means on a very big scale, and we'll keep on focusing on this. How come we have become, or we are likely to, or we are very verge of becoming this particular problem for the planet Earth. In the last passage, last few paragraphs will change our logic and will change our twist. The difficulty of proving that we have left the Holocene, one of the thing, and has not stopped quest to proclaim onset of Anthropocene, means we are a major source of devastation on Earth. Some suggest it begins so-called great acceleration. So it is very difficult. Now from here we'll start building up this argument. It is very difficult for the scientists or anybody to think that humans are causing so much damage. So it's a futility of searching for the date when humanity became planetary force shows the crack in the story of Anthropocene. Means we actually are not, no doubt, on a larger scale we are influencing environment, weather, climate, etc. But we haven't become so large so as to influence and so as to become the largest force in the world or on this earth so as to influence Earth. So we started off with something very that have we become, and lastly we proved that somewhere in between a few initial paragraphs we'll try our level best to prove that everything is we have become, and lastly with some relevant facts and examples we'll prove that we are not we haven't become so strong so as to influence Earth on a planetary scale. So that's how we keep on changing the logic just to check. So while reading the passage, make sure that you are alert throughout. Do not wink or sleep or lose your attention, because we know that while reading such lengthy passages, it's human nature that will lose our focus, will be distracted whenever we see who else is sitting around our left or right side. There are some awesome people, and for sure that will lose our attention, and we know this, and that's how we track. Anthro, Pranav, yes, Anthro is Shreya, you were able to understand, and Pranav, Anthro is mankind. Machine is caused by the time period in which humans have acquired this status. So yes, 121502015, I think you are Hitesh, seems to be Pranav, Avinash. Okay, Avinash, this the best way to approach RC is not to engage your mind with word-to-word fight with RC. It is not Mortal Kombat like you see in martial art movies that you have to kill and answer every move of your opponent. It is you need to flow with the ideas first. First of all, you need to flow with the ideas. Learn that what ideas are given. Ideas, so what are ideas and how come they are different from facts. So you need to practice a little bit of FIJ questions also, that is we'll find in our books, fact, inference, judgment. So fact is something that can be proved and that is accepted and that can be verified. Ideas are equal to opinion. So in RCs, if I ask you this question to you all, those who are attending this session, ideas are important or opinions are important? Facts are important. So most of us will go with the facts. No, facts are not important, ideas are important, because actually it is what author is trying to prove. He'll pick up one idea, one or two ideas, and he will give us facts only, either to prove himself or prove himself right or prove himself wrong. That's how he goes. So most important aspect of any RC, reading RC, is just stick to ideas given by generated in the passage by the RCs. So so Avinash, are you getting whatever I'm saying to you all also? Nitish, your anger is very visible in this particular question query you have raised, that how to tackle RC which have those ambiguous inference based question, don't worry, inference is something that is drawn on the basis of one of the given facts. See, whenever you all come across two confusing choices, whenever you're answering RC, especially inference based question, inference technically is, in every session I tell them this definition, inference is something which can be drawn on the basis of given fact. Listen this very carefully. On the basis of that concrete evidence should be there in the passage upon which we are trying to draw this answer option. Let's say you are impressed by one of the answer option, one of the out of two given close options, and you do not find any relevant line upon which that inference can be drawn, then we have to leave this choice, so-called impressive choice, and we have to stick to less impressive, for which there is clear evidence or few lines are there upon which that can be drawn easily. So have I answered your question? 12150 Avinash. And who asked this question? Nitish. No, Nitish, it will not vary from person to person. We are not drawing inference ourselves. We should have concrete evidence in the passage, not in our mind, in the passage. So whenever any choice is there, whenever we also frame the inference based question, first of all we'll find this few lines upon which that can be drawn. See how we draw inference, how we frame inference question. Let me reveal this secret to you all. So whenever we edit any passage or lengthy writing, first of all we'll remove the conclusion made by the author. We'll keep the facts as such in the passage, and we'll remove the conclusion made by the author in original RC or the text. Whatever conclusions we remove, we ask these conclusions in the form of inference based question. So that's how we make inference based question. So for every inference that we draw, there has to be one or two concrete lines, tangible lines in the passage. There is no point that this can be drawn out of air. Am I clear, Nitesh, to you all also, those who are attending this session? Rishi, your voice, the voice of the author seems to be genuine or sarcastic. You're thanking me for secret. Genuine or sarcastic? Okay, so I think even got my question. Genuine. Okay. So that's how we frame questions. So we'll remove the conclusion from the original text, and this is how we frame inference based questions. So there has to be concrete lines, and we just want to check whether after reading any particular fact a candidate has ability to reflect upon or not. I have used this word n number of times taking this analysis session, that you need to develop this reflection whenever you read anything. Whenever you read any news that 700 people have died, so probably you should be able to think that what will happen to these families of these 700 people. So, and that means our security lapses are there, the government is not taking any concrete. So you should be able to draw so many things out of this fact that 700 people died because of stampede in one of the religious festival in southern India. So that means we have these activities every year. So every year we'll come across these kind of no, we are not taking any action, means administration is not sensitive enough. So that is Rishi's just jokes apart. I was just joking. I know that you all are genuine people. India is waiting for you to complete your MBA. You need to take India to this developed act by 2050. So if you have understood this passage or one or two questions you have asked, I think I have answered your questions. Let's move on to next question which I picked up. So last paragraph says that this is a final twist we take. On closer analysis, the Anthropocene looks more like a political and moral category than a geological one. Now there is complete twist to change from our side. That's how we change. So it is kind of whim, but no doubt author is not at all moving away from that. We have caused and we are capable of influencing Earth's atmosphere. It is not that we have become a geological level damage or cause. So 59th question, according to the information in the passage, what does the word anthropogenic means? So could I have answered this without reading? I think it is fourth choice. No need to waste our time. You already have understood that point. So this is error based question, 62nd. So we have to pick up the grammatically incorrect ones. So if we check the incorrect ones, so let's check. Read this question if you are able to track few examples. 62nd question. B is wrong. There are occasions where the objectifying gaze, anathema is curse, to correctness is allowed to free rein. There's a confusion between among the students about this particular word rein. R-E-I-N is control, R-E-G-N is rule. We're not talking about rule. Free control is allowed, free control. So there's a wrong word used. The correct word should be rein. Now how come C is wrong? It is primarily as versus like, so it might sound bizarre, means strange, if not downright perverse, means abnormal to some of the preliminary round of Miss India contest. That country biggest beauty pageant will hosted by the Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur, which is known like. It has to be like in place of as. So my point of picking up this question was, what is the difference between like versus as? Like is a preposition and it is used to show similarity or dissimilarity between the things, and as is a conjunction. So we want to compare this IT with the rest of the other ITs. So therefore like, not, see what is written after as all other ITs, noun or pronoun. So like is a preposition, as is a conjunction. So yeah, Nitish, and one more is wrong. It is E. Everything that is objectionably archaic. Now archaic is an adjective, so do we know what part of speech we need to identify to modify an adjective? It has to be adverb. Objectionably, yes. Archaic is an adjective. To modify an adjective we need an adverb, therefore objectionably archaic. So just ask any question, keep on asking guys, because we pick up question just to discuss few things in and around the question. Otherwise, if any query related to strategy, test taking, etc., you all are free. That is the purpose of this session. Otherwise, verbal session not so called important as far as analysis is concerned. My point is to discuss secret, share secret. So Dikshant, your question, Dikshant's question is grammar really important from the point of view, cat point of view? ACT means cat. We understood your bhavna. So no, Dikshant, it is hardly. See, I'm not taking on cues from previous patterns. So we have generally will be given one at the max 3 grammar questions. So out of 34. We have got only 3 grammar question, and with little practice we'll be able to get at least one correct. So at least one correct. So don't worry, don't think too much about grammar. Keep on revising the stuff till the time you take real CAT, but grammar is not so important. The 3 important areas are, as of now, 1, the RC. Second, because it covers your 50%. Second, sentence arrangement, because you'll come across few misfit and few parajumbling question. Third is your summary and inference based question, that is critical reasoning. So these 3 areas are important to you all also. So don't worry too much about the grammar. I pick up just grammar just to discuss few things, but otherwise grammar is not so important. Okay, Shifali, you are asking how to learn so much word and so much rules. See, don't worry about the rules. In order to be fearless in grammar, make sure that you grammar revise at least thrice. First revision first is learning mode, next 2 are revision mode. So make sure that you revise and attempt the same question again and again. I told last time also, you take out printout of all our mocks. Till now I think 22 mocks and this one mock cat, bull cat. So I think 22 tests, 23 tests already we have taken, you have given. So in every paper you will find 3 at least question, grammar based. Every question every question has 5 sentences. So 15, let's say 25 into 15 sentences. Make sure that you revise the concept of the tricks we tell you in our regular classes, or if you attend our workshop. Every workshop is available online or video, and revise only these grammar sentences and explanation we have given. Nothing to worry about. If you revise, keep on revising these sentences and keep on removing your clearing your basic grammar fundamentals, you'll be able to attempt, I can bet on this that you'll be able to attempt at least 2 questions out of 3 if you revise these test questions only, along with improving your grammar fundamentals. I'm not talking about hi-fi grammar. I'm not talking about hi-fi tricks. Have I answered your question, Shefali? Now, as far words are concerned, vocabulary is a very gradual process. Why do we need vocabulary? CAT is not focused, worried, or concerned about vocabulary skills. It is about other exams. Let's say NMAT, SNAP you'll be taking, IFT, and other exams. They focus on vocabulary, and vocabulary-based questions are either fill in the blanks. There we need direct vocabulary, and finally the analogies question. So in CAT, rarest of rare case we'll expect fill in the blanks, but otherwise one question only. So it's a very gradual process. Don't worry about the instant overnight miracles. Keep on revising the words. It's very important to revise the learned words, and we have got our website. On website you will find 3 type of word list. For CAT students we recommend vocab list, word list, vocab visual. Are you aware of this word, Shefali? Word are on a website. We have got 3 type of word list uploaded: word list basic, word list main, and word list visual. We recommend you to go through word list visual. Do not cover more than, do not learn more than 5 words. If you exceed 5, you will lose this interest. So so where do you are you an online student, or you're saying that you're regularly doing this in your classes? So where do you which classes are you attending? Are you just an online student? Yes, Shefali. Are you a student, or you have joined? You are at Patiala. Okay, then in case of Jasmine ma'am would be taking care of this vocabulary, and we have already given you word list visual with the help of we have compiled this in the form of book also, Bull Word. So don't worry, but words the vocab development is very slow and boring and gradual at the same time. So do not expect overnight miracles, but make sure that you revise a lot. Revise a lot. Now this is again very boring passage. It is about the gist of this passage was that composition. You talking about music, how the composers are sticking to same old form. No doubt there are changes, there are variation, but first of all here we have tried to give you the importance of history. That rail track has been, metaphor has been used, analogy has been used, that we should composers are not moving. Rail track means right from the past to the future, going through the present also. So rail track has been talked about the journey, like a journey, and it has been highlighted in terms of composers are not moving. I'm talking about Western composers, classical music you're talking about. So the previous great composers have laid track, and the new ones, the responsibility of present time composers is to lay track for the future ones and should also move on along, but this is not happening. This is not happening. So author is saying, I wonder the above model was fine. Art is belonging to unwavering narrative of history. So he has given too much importance to the history, that without history there's no point we can think of, because history is some kind of past, is some kind of reference point from where the new, even present time composers also will learn something out of it, and they will develop their they'll experiment with the music and they'll develop newer forms. But he's very surprised and shocked at the same time that nothing new is happening. We are just changing the forms, variation, tempos, beats, etc., but nothing new has come up till now. Only few changes in previous forms. So that was this passage, very boring passage I would say. We select these ideas because we know that people are not, youngsters especially, are not so inclined to these areas. So you need to detach yourself from all these inclination and read just for the sake of understanding and reflection. So in the given passage, author highlights question number 70. Author is highlighting, see, I gave you 1 or 2 hints also, that author has highlighted the importance of history. So we should also learn, they should also learn. So what answer you gave for this question? Question number 70. So in the last paragraph, he says that let's move on to this question. The answer is based on last paragraph. He said that for a start, this narrative sense of past can today be personalized rather than a part of shared moment. You and I cannot assume that we share a journey just from our both being composer as one we could. For composition, even the art of music within our culture embraces infinite histories and narratives, or even non-history. In terms of old canon, means big wigs of European culture, I remember an American composer responding to the question, how do you evolve without 1,000 years of history behind you? By countering this question, how do you manage to evolve with a 1,000 year history? So there's a conflict. Author says that we depend, and he has throughout the passage he has highlighted the importance of history behind us as far as cultural transformations are concerned. So answer to this question has to be fourth. First is too narrow. How history dictates? History doesn't dictate, but point is that we need history. We need this history for reference as per the passage. First gone. It is not the highlight, one of the primary ideas. Second says how composers on the past blind-sighted. How can they be blind-sighted? They are not doing anything new, but doesn't mean that they are blind-sighted. Their dependence on modern composers' previous history in order to make their compositions. He says that we should take cue, but it is not that dependence. They are depending on. He said we should take cues, should not depend entirely on history. So third also gone. So let's move on to a few now summary based question. I picked up my purpose of taking this session is to pick a few summary based and misfit questions, because you find in a day or two I shall be taking up para jumble and misfit. I promised you earlier also, but because of problem with some script I made some changes. In a day or two I shall be shooting this taking this video class, online class, and uploading this video related tricks related to para jumbling and misfit one. Primarily I shall be covering summary also. So let's move on to this. So very interesting passage. It says that I'll read this entire one for you. I take the easy way out by quoting another eminent scientist. In Cosmos, Carl Sagan. I've watched various programs during my childhood days and college days. We are made of star stuff. We all are made of. See, we are alive and stars are not alive, but doesn't mean that they are non-living and we are living being. We all are organic compounds. We have got more water in us and few electrical signals are going through. That's why we are alive and we are speaking, we are understanding. Stars are not, but we all are made of same stuff, same carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, helium, nitrogen, etc. That's what we made by star stuff. That simple statement does not encompass the physics of the earliest moment of the universe, but it encompasses its evolutionary history. That is, from the formation of the first stars, we enrich the universe with additional element, to the creation of other planetary system, life, humanity on Earth, on planet Earth. Because it emphasizes our intimate, means very close and direct connection with the cosmos. Means he says that we are, the main idea is we are connected to the cosmos right from the beginning, because we are part of this, we derived, we originated out of it. It admits the possibility that others or have been or may be likewise connected, other life forms, other planets, everyone is connected to this. So Jill Trader is director of the SETI Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute Center for SETI Research. So the statement is issued by this. He took the example of quote of from the scientist Cosmos. So we need to understand the very important element of this entire paragraph is our connectivity, our connection with the cosmos. It is not that on Earth we have got life form and rest are without, devoid of this life form. We all are made of star stuff, etc. Star stuff implies same organic compound. So got this? If you have understood this gist of this passage, summary means gist. That's why during our when we take first class of RCs, we tell you to understand the main ideas. See, ideas are important, facts are not important. In the entire passage, it suggests that that we are connected to the this source, or we all are interconnected. So we need to pick up the choice, guys. Do it fast. We are running short of time. We need to pick up. Do we see? Let me read choices also. Earth and its entire system born out of cosmos developing into favored child. The only problem with this choice is that nowhere in the passage it is summary, means we need to take up some of the discussion. So there is no point that the Earth has been referred to, only we are talking about the Earth and it has been referred to the favored child. So first gone guys, first rejected. Now it talks about Earth and its entire system intentionally forever linked to the cosmos by umbilical cord of creation. May have been or is or may be linked to other such system in cosmos. Very senti choice, I would say. Let's say before coming on to second, I'll read third for you. The cosmos with a similar array of creation has possibility of creating more than one Earth. So who says that passage is talking about creation of more than one of this? Fourth says the cosmos with bewildering development. There is no confusion in development. Who says in the passage there is no mention of the word confusing development? So fourth also rejected. So we are left with only second choice. Yes, you all are correct. It is second. Earth and its entire system intentionally forever linked to cosmos umbilical cord of creation, may or may have been, may be linked other such system in cosmos. Likewise, we are connected, other systems are all connected, and we all are interconnected. Umbilical cord. So confusion is related to umbilical cord. Most of the people will not pick up this choice because of the umbilical cord. Umbilical cord is the cord through which the fetus in the mother's womb get the nourishment. So this is the way we created from the single Big Bang, and we made of star stuff. The stuff is same, so we all are connected in this way. That's why second is the best. Okay, my picking of this question idea behind this was to discuss the umbilical cord funda with you. Another very interesting question from my point of view. Consider the history of physics. Once upon a time, and more than once, physicists thought they had universe solved. And last line says, for the first time some scientists are openly wondering if we in fact are incapable of figuring out cosmos. What exactly this big thing is, cosmos. So it talks about how come various theories came in and got obsolete, and new theories came into. So keep on, the physics or science or the universe, the conception about universe is changing, and that too fundamentals also change. Third line says that fundamentally altering classical notion about the relationship time and space. Classical the special theory, general theory of relativity given by Einstein, she altered the physics altogether. So now we have to pick up the summary. Means we have to just focus on ideas. Don't worry about the facts. We are not supposed to sum up the facts while framing the summary. First says scientists sickened by their failure. First of all, they are not sickened. They are wondering. They are little surprised and shocked simultaneously. Mysteries are, and they have to accept defeat. Nowhere in the passage in the mention there is yes guys, got your answer. It is fourth. Scientists forever challenged by new discovery. This is what has been highlighted. May at least have to accept unsolvable, means they are incapable. Incapable is equal to unsolvable. Absolutely fine. You all are born genius. Keep on going like this. It's for sure that IIMS A or most of the IIMS would be waiting for you to take first step into IIMS. Another summary based question. It is about political writing is evolving into emotional contact than people, emotional contact with the people, making contact emotionally rather than objective writing. It's a little boring and abstract passage in terms of understanding expression. So cudgels, yes, Akshay Gupta, cudgel is you need to cudgel means your brain should work, and you need to scratch your head in while thinking. Whenever we scratch our head while thinking, it's called cudgeling our brain. Cudgel is to think. So very simple but yet very complex in terms of understanding. So 86th question. Yes, answer to this was, so it says that modern school of writing, let it be newspaper or magazine, etc., has turned this assumption on its head. Instead of objectivity, it concentrated its attention on subjective experiences. Instead of reason, it values emotion. Where once writer maintained distance from their subject, new sensibility demand intimacy. So we are talking about new style of writing, new styles of expressions. That is, while he has given the example of blogs and social media, there we want to connect with our audience on a more emotional plane rather than very objective writing. So that is what how the things have changed over the period of time. So we need to pick up the passage answer. Yes, it is fourth. I think it is fourth. It is fourth. So I wanted to pick up, discuss few para-jumbling question. Okay, very lengthy question. Were you able to solve this question? This is one of the tricks we apply while framing para-jumbling. We'll keep the sentences very lengthy and you'll not be in mood to read this, and we deliberately keep these lengthy sentences at the end of the paper because it is 87th question, and just after looking at the length of each sentence, you'll not be in mood to attempt these questions. But the beauty or the mystery involved with this these type is that these questions are very easy and it is easier for us to crack the code in this. So as we leave this question, I'll just tell you one or two tricks from my side related to this question. 87th we are doing right now. So guys, just rush through, just we'll try to figure out the opener. Now opener in this question, we have been given only two sentences, either D or C. D says design has been mighty governing tool, an instrument of power for all those regimes, governments that have known to recognize use it. C says design is an inescapable dimension of human activity. Which one is more generic? Just you tell me which one is more generic out of sentence D and out of sentence C. Yes, C, because C is covering the entire humanity and D covers only governments, regimes only. So C obviously would be an opener in this case. So two choices gone, first and second. We're left with third and fourth. We need to check C, E, D or C, E, F. After C, D will come or E will come. E says to adapt one of my favorite quotes by like whether it is always there, but we speak out only when it is whether, like whether he is given. So he's talking about design. It's like whether also will speak about whether when it is exceptionally good or bad. Now out of C, after C, now in this E sentence, what he is comparing, it is always to adapt one of my is saying this particularly a particular point about what. Is it about design or is it about governing tool? So we need to figure out this and we shall be able to solve this question. To adapt one of my favorite quotes by Reyner Banham, like whether it is always, design is an inescapable dimension of human activity, and we'll talk about design like whether if it is exceptionally good or exceptionally bad. So whatever E is highlighting, it is about design. So after C, E will come in both the choices for sure. Now E, F or E, D. E, D says that design has been mighty governing tool, and F says that design is also powerful political tool. So C says inescapable dimension of human activity, and F says is also powerful tool as Pharaoh, queens, president and dictators throughout the history have taught us. Now we are moving on from very general to very specific. So CED, it is not CED. F and B. You are asking Namrata Singh, Pranav, F and B a pair. F says design is also powerful, and B is a conclusion actually. It's a very confusing question. You need to read this with very cool and calm mind to understand. C is an opener. After this, E will come in both the choices. E is there. Now we have to decide after E what? D or F. So it is the answer to this was fourth option, CEF. So D, yeah, D is describing about the tool, and F is tool only. He has highlighted the word tool. Design is also a powerful tool. First, it says the inescapable dimension. Second, it is also a powerful political tool. We discuss about the design when it is too bad or too good, but it is also a tool, and then he has given examples. That's why CEF. The only catch in this question was to identify CEF or CED. No, it is not example. F is not example. Design is also a powerful tool. Design is not an example. Design, he has compared this with design is also a tool. Design is inescapable dimension. It can be good or bad, but it is also a tool. It's not an example for this. He say that used by queens, president, etc. It's a kind of governing tool also. So therefore CEF AA says that it comes not only in a very visible traditional application of national identities. Then he is talking about this design, or this design can be the part of many things. Let it be the strategy. Design is primarily strategy. He has highlighted, other than its literal meaning, that it can be about identities. It can be a symbol, monument, public buildings in A. And it's D. It said design has been a mighty governing tool and instrument power for all those regime that know how to recognize and use it. And B says iconic example of design alchemy with politics abound. Now this is after D, B will come. Now this is these are example from Egyptian pyramids, etc., etc. So best is out of third and fourth. No, Sneha, F and B doesn't seem to be. Because it is about politics here, and politics has been discussed, the government has been discussed in this D. We cannot keep two examples alike together. I think the time has come to move on to next question. So again, very boring question, very lengthy question. Look at the length of the sentences. It has covered the entire slide. So again, this was a little easier in comparison to the previous question. Question number 88. And I told you one trick also. So whenever we pick up any choice which we find that it could be an answer, and you get this question choice wrong, when you check the explanation, make sure whenever we come across, there is for sure that link would be broken somewhere in between. For example, read this question. The trick is, let's say answer to this question is D. Yes, D has to be the opener. Shefali. D says, shortly after autumnal in 15,000 BC, deer hunters standing at the mouth of Cape France before dusk would have seen the constellation of Bull Taurus climb sky over the western hilltops. F says evolutionary psychologists, neurobiologists, archaeologists have all contributed to the current understanding of how upright ape progressed from. So we need to tell this story before coming on to this. FE says the artwork originates from FE is going fine. The connection breaks between F and E. It has to be EF. And in the fourth choice also, if I pick up F as an opener, FC, it has to be E. The connection will break at E and D. E and D will not fit together. E says artwork originate and D says shortly after the Ottoman Lycomedes. Before applying all these tricks, you need to understand the story part. Because in the story, in the entire all the sentences, 3 sentences at least, we are talking about how the in prehistoric eras time period, the earlier hominids or human beings created or came to know about, and they drew few things on the walls. So first 3 or 4 sentences about this. Later on, will bring the scientist, neurobiologist, psychologist, etc. into picture. That's why opener has to be D. It cannot be F. F will come later on in the story, not immediately at the start, because 3 or 4 sentences talk about only these drawings and these creatures and these earlier human beings, etc. Have I answered your question, Ashima? Yes. So you cannot apply tricks straight away without understanding the context. It is not about, we are talking about evolutionary biology. First of all, we'll talk about these paintings. Again, very interesting question. Could have attempted this 94th question. So yes, guys, did you get this question correct? I think this was out of 3 or 4 question I picked up. This was the easier one. We set when while framing bullcat, one for you. So you need to understand the opening part here first. Opener should be here given F, F or C. 2 sentences. F says against all reasons universe is accelerating its expansion, and C says that huge fraction of universe could be composed of. It cannot be that a huge fraction of, so it has to be F. So now F, we have to check FD. In both the options we have given FD, FD. Now next is to check DC or DA. You just need to figure out this DC or DA. Figure it out, and because A says for a dark energy to explain before including dark energy, I should be able to highlight dark energy also. So FDA. Yeah, Shefali, absolutely. Rohit, you all are absolutely marvelous. So FDA. Yes, question is over. Well done. Let's move ahead. So this is 97th question. One of the guys even asked also. So it is about Amrita Pritam's writing inspired the next generation of modernist Punjabi writers and poets. So the writing done by this lady inspired next generation modernist Punjabi writers, and the keyword here is modernist. Most experts regard Pritam as an example of modernist Punjabi writing. There are some who dispute this fact. These experts say that such a description is not justified, and Pritam's work is too often evaluated and observed from modern point of view. Means modernists are evaluating her work. That's why they came up with this. They generally come up with this justification or understanding that she inspired next generation of modern Punjabi writers. So question is, which of the following conclusion is supported? Amrita's Pritam work is very controversial. We haven't talked about her work being controversial. We are talking about the perception regarding her work, means modernist or not. She inspired modernist writing or first gone. Amrita Pritam was a pioneer of modern Punjabi writing. Cannot be concluded from this passage. No fact to support this conclusion. Second gone, I think. Amrita Pritam's work helped develop modern Punjabi writing. Could be close, very close. Modern Punjabi writing doesn't owe as much to Amrita. So this is factually incorrect. So it has to be third. Helped in developing modern Punjabi, because most of the modern Punjabi writers took the inspiration, role model, and they considered role model as Amrita Pritam. So third, I think, can be drawn. Fourth is factually wrong. Namrata Singh. Modern doesn't owe as much to Amrita Pritam as many people make out to be. Only one of the aspects, the second part is saying this, but we cannot say definitely that doesn't owe as much. So she helped. I think this can be, she helped in developing. We don't know about the contribution made by this to this, but I think she helped, her writing helped many people, inspired many people. So we can say that helped in developing modern Punjabi. So let's move on to, so these last 3 questions I picked up, 98, 99, 100. So this time, luckily, I think misfit ones were easier in comparison to other questions. Your take, guys. Those who are attending this session, misfit ones. Were you able to do this time? Misfit ones to track the misfit. Shreya, you got all correct. Very good. So this time we kept misfit ones easy. Yeah, rearrangement, not wrong because we don't understand this question. We intentionally picked up the very lengthy sentences so as to confuse you. So question number 98. It is about, let's say third has to be the opener. Proofiness is art of using bogus mathematical argument. So third, after third, it is I think second, it is particularly powerful form of propaganda because we are primed to believe anything that is couched in quantity form. After third, fourth, second will come. I think 3 to 4 forms. Mandatory trio. These 3 to sentences form mandatory trio. I think which one is Shreya? You got these wrong. Misfit ones. See, very important line regarding the trick. The only trick is try to link the sentences with the help of theme, not opener closure mandatory pair technique. These techniques are not at all applicable while finding the misfit one. See, we need to link 3 sentences together and they can be linked together with the help of theme in them, not because of opener closure or mandatory pair. It has to be theme. So you need to understand the ideas in the sentences rather than looking at few keywords only. So proofiness is talking about the art of using bogus mathematical. It is particularly powerful because of the propaganda, because we are primed to believe anything that is couched in quantity form, and after all there is very little in this world that has hard certainty mathematical proof. So these 3 are very important. Proofiness, it's about that whenever we try to prove anything even wrong with the help of mathematical code, people will take this as right. So the first talks about, I think, classical trick. So nowhere in the it is talking about proofiness. It's a method. So trick is something else. We don't know whether we exaggerate the things or increase the things. So first is odd one out in this case. So am I clear, guys? The trick about is to link in 3, 2 and 4. They are about proofiness and it is talking about trick. So how this is to be done? First 3 talking about proofiness only, importance or the attribute of this, and that is the trick. So it is out. I think this was the easiest one. If you read all the sentences, you will find that author came across genetist, anthropologist. He had been lucky to work with people around the world, ranging from senior politicians, etc., etc. And what struck me, what struck me over and again, huge amount of change is taking place all over the world. And first is also about change, and fourth is out. Think of all indispensable thing, important things in your daily life you have only learned to use past decade or so. It is about individual learning, and there we are talking about the change. So I think this was the easiest one. Now we have reached the last leg of this session, the last one, 100th question. So sometimes we all get very happy when we get this last question right. So it's let's talk finish this session by getting this question correct. 100th question. So in this, the answer to this was Robin, Sahib, and what about the rest of the guys? Few have left. Shreya. I would again say that you all are born genius. I don't know why you get scared because of few difficult question in any mock. Amitoj Kaur. I think you are my regular student, Amitoj, from this Rajpura or something. Amitoj Kaur. You same in one of my batches? Okay, Chandigarh. Fine. So the time has come to wind up this session. So it is the answer to this question was 1. It is talking about search result on Google. Let me official looking. Rest all are talking about Dikshant, you are absolutely fine. Mocks are supposed to be difficult because this is CAT is our national level CAT series. Again, that is also national level CAT series, but we try our level best to keep CAT near to the actual CAT. But mocks, we have got ample freedom. We can go up, we can increase the level of difficulty up to whatever level we want to. So mocks are a little difficult, but CAT, bull cats, if I talk about, we'll try our level best to keep the CAT, the bull cats closer to the actual CAT. But don't worry, but you will find the mocks same as the previous mocks, a little difficult in comparison to bull cats. But don't worry, if going gets tough, the tough gets going. So you are tough people, you are a born commando, and India is betting on you. We are counting on you. So don't worry, keep smiling, keep focused, stay calm, stay focused, and let's wind up this session with a smile on our faces. Don't worry, see you on next time around. And all the best for next mock. I think it's 2 days, 3 days after mock 22nd. I think is going on. So have you all taken mock 22nd even? Oh, okay. So those who have taken, I'll not ask how was the paper, but those who haven't taken this mock, so all the best, and for the rest of the mocks also, see you at IIMS A. Okay, guys.